In motion design, we have two ways to create materials. We have the standard way in Unreal Engine by coming over here, and let's go ahead and make some room. You can right click and create the material, and let's go ahead and create something in the viewport. Let's go to 3D shapes and let's create a sphere, and we're gonna create a cube. As you see, it's black because we didn't add the lights. So let's go ahead and click on create defaults. I'm gonna click on spawn, and let's go ahead and stop the piloting. So you can create materials with the standard way. You can drag and drop it on the sphere, and you can go inside that, and let's go ahead and add a color. Let's change it maybe to blue and save it. And here we can see the color. The other way is simpler, so let's go ahead and undo that, or let's go ahead and delete that and create another sphere. So the other way is more simpler and easy. So if I select the sphere and go to material designer, so you can see here we have the sphere. This is the selected object we selected. I can come over here and click on create material, and this will create the material for me. So let's go ahead and make the window smaller. And here you can see we have the RGB and we have the opacity. In the opacity tab, you can control the opacity, and in the RGB, you can control the color or add the textures. So if I click on this icon, you can see here we have the type is texture. So you can assign texture to your object. And if you click here, you can change it. For example, I can change that to just a solid color. And now I can come over here and change it maybe to red and click OK. Sometimes the color is not showing. I think it's a bug. So let's go ahead and delete that and do it again. Let's go ahead and click on the sphere, click and drag. And now we're gonna click on create material again, and now it works. So if I go to type and change that to color and change it maybe to blue, as you see, the color is updating in the viewport. Sometimes I get this bug, so the color is not showing in the viewport. So you may want to delete the object and create it again. So when I assign the color, if I come over here and click on open in Unreal Engine Material Editor, you can see the motion design created all these nodes for you. So it's very simple way to create the material instead of going and creating the nodes manually. And another thing I want to mention, let's go ahead and close this window. If you go to the motion design outliner, you can see next to the sphere we have one slot, right? But if you see the cube, we have 6 because we have 6 faces there. So you can assign a material on each face. So if I select the cube and click on material designer, you can see I have 6 slots. I can create the material for the first slot. So let's go ahead and click on create material and select that, and we can change that to solid color, and let's go ahead and assign a green color to it. So as you see, we assigned a color to this slot. And if you want to assign colors to other slots, you need to come over here and change that, for example, to material slot 1, and this will create the material for that, and we can change it to solid color or texture and make it blue. And we can go back to slot 2, create material to the second one. And so on. And if I go ahead and create a 2D shape, let's create a rectangle here. We can click on create material, and here I can change that to gradient, linear or radial. Let's click on radial gradient. This will create a radial gradient for you, and you can control the opacity from here. And you can blend them. If you have multiple layers, you can create another layer by coming over here and click on add new layer. This will create new layer for you. You can create a texture or solid color. And if you click on, let's say, a texture, another layer, if you open the material editor. So as you see, the network is updated for you. So it's very easy to create materials inside motion design. We have the UV, for example. You can control the offset. Let's go ahead and delete this one. You can control the UV offset, rotation. You can control the scale. So as you see, it's really easy to work with the UVs too in the material designer. We have the mirror, we have the clamp texture, and if you come over here, you can change the material, for example, to opaque or masked. All these parameters, you can change them here too. So if you select that, and you can see here we have the blend mode, we have translucent, masked, and additive. You can change this from here too. The other tab is the opacity. You can control the opacity from here. We're gonna take a look at these options in more depth in the future. And another way to change the colors, let's say I create a sphere. I can come over here to the material and I can come to the primary simple color, and I can change the color from here too. And if I go ahead and make some room here, so you can see we have the material type simple. I can change it to material designer. I can change the style to solid or linear gradient. If you want to add another color gradient, you can change the color from here. So in the next lesson, we're gonna continue.